Throughout the year, I was subscribing to multiple dating sites in the hopes of finding somebody to go out with. However, it didn't turn out to be as easy as I thought it would, and here's why. I found plenty of things that the websites allow you to narrow down from your own selection, but almost every time I found a profile that matched up with my own interests, I just felt unsure. Most of the time, it always felt like the profile I was looking at was either giving me too much info or too little. But I stuck with it and I didn't give up. Come on. I had to find at least one person on one of these sites that was right for me. I just needed to be patient. And while that was happening, I was still making videos for the Bridgeway and still doing cleanup work there. It was going pretty well, and by that point I was feeling happy just being there. However, for all my success, I still hadn't fixed the problems I'd started off with. I was still taking those same 2 buses to get there and back again, and I was still only getting paid minimum wage. Still though, what I was getting was better than nothing. And besides, I was still looking for a second job, so there was hope. Let me tell you how I was going about that. I was handing out my CV to places where I'd like to work and were within a short distance from my own home. I was aiming to work somewhere with retail, but also related to my interests. I handed my CV out to EB Games, Hobby Master, other movie theaters. Did I forget to mention I'm a complete and total geek? That wasn't all I was looking for either. The other thing I was also trying to do was get myself into a new school. Let me tell you something about myself. Ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to be a movie director. And as such, I've been wanting to join a movie making school for a while now. And one I've had my eye on is called SAE Auckland. It seems perfect, but the price of entry is pretty steep. And I wasn't feeling confident enough to take out a loan for fear of being in debt. Now today we actually have a new law where the first loan you can take out is free, but that law wasn't in effect at the time. And if you're wondering why I still haven't gone to the school despite the new law, I'll get to that part later. So yeah, those are my goals for the year. Getting a girlfriend, getting a new job, and raising enough money to either travel or go to a new school. Simple, right? Well, it should have been nice, simple, and easy, but for some reason it wasn't. Somewhere down the line, Big Boss stopped uploading my videos to the Bridgeway's YouTube channel, and this was done without warning me. I did email Big Boss about this, but I don't think he got back to me. I had to ask him in person during my next shift. But when I asked him, he said he couldn't tell me. I was annoyed and angry at being kept in the dark, but I decided to just go with it. There had to be some reason for this, and besides, it couldn't possibly last that long. It actually went on for months. I was still continuing to make the video reviews and I was sending them to the Bridgeway, but they weren't being uploaded to the Bridgeway's YouTube channel. It went on for so long that it actually got to the point where the people who were watching my videos actually started asking me where the new video was. And my response was, I don't know. I was still making them and I was still getting paid for them, but nobody could see them. And I knew I should have done something about this sooner, but there were a few reasons why I didn't. The first reason was this. Making these videos was my best source of income. So if I stopped making them, I'd stop getting paid for them. My other reason was because I just didn't want to kick up a fuss. I guess I was just afraid of the situation getting too complicated. So for the time being, I just had to stay the course. But then, eventually, I just found I couldn't take it anymore. I asked Big Boss about it, and he told me that my videos were getting copyright strikes. Which didn't make any sense to me. I was using footage from the trailers, and even if they were getting copyright strikes, why not tell me about them? And by the way, I'm actually not trying to make my boss sound like a bad person. I want to make that abundantly clear. He was not the villain of the story, but it was frustrating how much he was keeping me in the dark. Later I told my dad about this and what my thoughts on it were. And he said that maybe it was because I was being too honest in my reviews. Yeah, that actually made sense. So, I decided to think of a different idea. What if instead of video reviews, I did an episodic series called This Week at the Bridgeway? The idea would work like this. I was going to make a short video rounding up all the movies that were coming out at that time in the Bridgeway and do quick little summaries of them. So I came over to Boss with that idea and he liked it, so I switched over to doing that instead. The pay I got from making these videos wasn't as good as my video reviews, but at least this time the videos themselves were actually being uploaded to the YouTube channel. So yeah, people could actually watch them. This was great, except for one little problem. The videos themselves were getting little to no views. When the videos got uploaded to the Bridgeway's YouTube channel, I would actually have to share them on my Facebook page, and then my dad would have to repost them just for a chance of people actually seeing them. And even then, they still weren't getting a whole lot of views. And it's not like the videos were paying off in the long run, because it's not like they were bringing in more publicity for the Bridgeway. It was just my friends and family who were seeing these videos and they weren't regulars. So even though I was getting paid for them, and even though they could be viewed online, they were completely useless. That's not the only thing that was going on either. I was also having no luck with the dating sites. Even if I did find somebody who looked interesting, or somebody who I'd want to hang out with, they wouldn't respond to me if I messaged them. And I had no idea what I was doing wrong. Was I saying the wrong thing? Was I being awkward? Is there a specific trick to this? Or were they just simply not interested? I actually did try looking up tip videos for dating sites on YouTube, but none of them felt like they were answering my questions. I had no idea what I was doing wrong. Nor did I know anybody who could help me out with my problems. And then, that was when I noticed something. I was in the last 3 months of the year, and nothing had happened. I had been on a roll with pushing my life forward. I had challenged myself, I'd stepped out of my comfort zone, I had gone out of my way to do new things. I had been making strides to have change happen in my life little by little, but now, without any warning, it felt like that sense of progress had been halted. What's going on?